If you're a business owner and you're struggling making above $10,000 or $30,000 consistent a month, then this is a full trading strategy where you just need to trade 1 hour between 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. using this 1 minute chart. I will show you everything from Excel sheets to also the chart with a easy 3 simple step process that when you do this just within the first or the second week, that you should already see improvements in your trading. So first of all, what is really important is the money management. That means when you, let's just say, trade for 1 or 2 hours, it's all about how many times can we see that we can adjust $100 minimum to make $500. This all can be also transferred by using $1,500 or up to $3,000 a single trade. But before doing that with so much money, it's very important that you can do it with smaller amounts, such as start even with $10 or $30, or even a demo account and not real money account, but it's really, really important. You can see here a student result, and the student here was adjusting $62.50 for this trade, made within the next trade $700, and adjusted around $70 for each single trade. So you can see here the student made 10 times the amount what the person was adjusting for each trade. And then because that was running so good, in the future when I was scrolling down, you can see here the student was adjusting now $150 a trade to make almost $1,000. Again, $150 here to make here over $1,000. And this is something what's just really important with money management, that it's always around the same. In this case, it could be also later $1,500 to make, as you can see here, also $10,000 or like $12,000 for just one single trade. So if you want to go like to $10,000 or $30,000 a month, money management is something what is very important. And what I really love to use is a 3-step method, and I hope this will improve your trading. Step number 1 is you make the chart so small as possible. We use the 1 minute chart and the S&P 500 future. It says it is always the ES1 exclamation mark, because we don't need too much margin. That means we can just trade with a $10,000 account or with a $50,000 account as if we would have multiple millions on the account. It's really awesome. And we can also limit our losses. We can limit our losses because we have an entry and a stop placement. If you trade, for example, stocks, or like, for example, options, I think that's a better example. The problem is with trading options that you don't have a correct stop loss and money management. But with trading, you can say exactly, I only want to lose around $1,500 a trade or $500 a trade, or even start small first with $10 a trade. But if this is going to be a winning trade, if that goes in my direction, then I want to have $500, $700. Depends, of course, what length the market is doing in average in that direction, what I'll just show you now. So let's just assume here, that's something what's really important is we need to start managing our time. That means if we trade for 1 hour, that means here, for example, very important is here the time. Let's just go here to central time. We go here to +4 +5. Let's just go here. Is it -5 there, here central time here. And what I think is very important is always a square. That means, like in this case, we have here 840, 837, and we go here now to 937. And then here we have the possibility to fill in maximum of 60 candles because it's a 1 minute chart. And if you look at the past 60 candles, you see that the market did this length down and this length down max, right? So what is very important is now, like this move from here to here, like just like the length could be 1,000, but it could be also $10,000. It depends on what position size we use to enter a trade. But the problem by this is also, let's just assume we can, the cool thing is we can sell and buy. Let's just assume we sell. And if the market would go from here to there, that would be a $10,000 loss. But if the market would go this length down, that would be $10,000 making money when it comes to trading. Now, here's the thing. We have a stop loss, and this is something what is really awesome. We can say exactly, if the length from here to here is $1,000, that means if we enter here the trade where my mouse is and place a stop here, that would be $1,000. But that means also, because we need to measure this one. In this case, we have here, for example, 40 ticks. Each time the 40 ticks, the market is going higher, starting the entry position, would be, in this case, we're talking about like $1,000. So if 40 ticks is losing money from entry to stop placement, then 160 would be literally $4,000 in making money, right? So that's just something what's very important. It depends how small it is between entry and stop loss. And then if it goes in that direction, then we would lose the amount what we just have set it up. But if it goes in our direction, then making more money, right? So that's called the risk reward ratio, because it's a ratio between like how much money we're adjusting per trade and how much money we're making. What I really love is good money management. in terms of a good setup. That means a setup is a pattern that we see often. What I really love to have for setups is always a color switch. I'm going to show you some trade examples here. I prepared already here a picture, and this is the first picture. We don't know where the market is going at. If you look here exactly on the picture, you can see that the student was drawing in that he sees the market is running down. The move from here to here, this is a $2,000 move when using, let's just say like $200 to $300 a trade. Why it's a $200, $300 move is that because the setup is just a color switch. That means if there's a green and a red candle, we can enter after the red candle closes. We can place the stop placement on the red candle itself or on the color switch itself. And when adjusting here, let's just adjust here $300, for example. Then each length here is $300 and making money. So that's 300 until here is going to be 600. And then we're going to have under here, we're going to have here 900, right? So until if the market would do exactly this length here, then we would have under these valid lines, minimum a $2,000 move, what is really, really good by using just like $200, $300 a trade. So that's like step number one. Like where do we see the market is going at is the most important thing. Most moves you should already see in the beginning, because there are moves in the middle like that the market will push here up or something, or just do something different. That's right. But if you just trade, let's just say 7 times a month for 1 or 2 hours, you should be able already to see plenty of trades, 10, 20, 30 trading opportunities to adjust $300 and to make $1,500. Please with a demo account first, that you're staying so safe as possible and that you can develop the skill how to adjust $300 or $350 on average without accidentally adjusting $700 if you wanted to adjust $300 a trade to get $1,500 a trade once they work. So here you can see what actually happened is that the market also did that direction. It did the move what the trader anticipated. Here you can see it again, how it was before, and here how it was after. So you can see here exactly the market reached those violet lines, right? Step number 3 is, and that's something that's really important. We always do this first picture in the beginning. What do we assume the market is going at and where do we assume it's going at? And then we do the second picture. Then we see just like the solution with it, like what just really happened after 1 or 2 hours. While that, it's important to look at the market, gain some experience. And then the third picture will show us how to trade the market. And in this case, because we use a 1-minute chart, please do not mind here those blue lines. This is the Uncode VWAP. It's an indicator that is really awesome, but it would be just too complicated in the beginning. What is more important is right now is that after the market did the move, first you need to learn it on a dead chart while it's not live. We're talking about color switches. That means a red and a green candle is a low for buying purposes, and a green and a red candle is a high for selling purposes. And in order to trade the trend, it's very important to have multiple lower highs or higher lows. So in this case, you see here, and here are 2 types of things how to see highs and lows. Type number 1 is that you see that the market is just structuring. It doesn't matter about like the candles too much. It's just like you see that the market is wiggling down or up. Just as you see here, like starting here, you see here in my box here, we see that the market is doing here lower highs just with structure. We don't care too much about the candles. It's just like how the market wiggles around, right? Like these consolidations. The second method is to include every color switch you see. But here's just a major problem is that sometimes you will see here from here to here, we have your lower high, but now you see here a higher high, right? If you see that there are more red and green candles and the market is doing more length down than up, and there are just more lower highs, just because the market has 2 times a higher high or something, or like a higher low, it has not that much to say. And that's just something what's very important, what comes with experience. If you just do the first picture always, and then the picture afterwards, and you just compare what the market really did in your trading time. It doesn't matter what the market did the last 4 hours, the next 4 hours or 5 hours. What's just important is that US session time is between 8:30 to 4 p.m. And if you can trade somewhere between 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., not in the beginning, the first 30 minutes, very important, then it's all about like in your hour. Was there a $10,000, a $5,000 move? where you can get advantage of. And then what about money management? Is it possible to adjust $100 to make $500 and later on to adjust $3,000 to make even $15,000 with one single trade, that you can get to your $10,000, $30,000 a month consistent? So that's something that's really important because of these turnovers. You don't want to have too much turnovers. You want to have good risk reward ratio. And what I really love is using the 1 minute chart is because it will give you, when you trade 7 times a month just for 1 hour, it will give you 10 to 20 color switches very often. It will be very rare that you don't have them, where you can see also that the market is trending in one direction down. What we just had in the beginning, like student starts trading here, sees the market is going down here, and the market was also really going down here. And because the student is already learning with me, it's like it's almost a year now. It's like 8 months, and the student is like at like $1,000 to $3,000 a month right now. You can see here how the student is also trading down. We had here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trading opportunity to adjust $1,000 to make $5,000 a single trade. 5 of them worked even. And then you can see here the student was trading one of them. It didn't work, got stopped out, lost, like in this case, money. But then the second trade really worked and then made money down, right? And that's something that's really awesome. So what is really awesome when it comes to trading is we have a timer on the right side. You see here a countdown. It counts down within 60 seconds. And then 2 seconds before the candle closes or after it closes, we can enter the trade. We can assure it's going to be a green or red candle. And then we enter the trade after the color switch, like here, green, red, entering the trade. Stop placement on the color switch. Adjust in this case, it depends on whatever we want to use for the next 10 to 30 trades in our money management. And then if it would go against us, we would lose that amount calculated, what I just showed you in the Excel sheet. But if it goes down here, the risk reward ratio in this case was 4.2. That means the trader here was adjusting $150 that trade. And that's what I mean. Like, it's not very accurate with always 150. Some it will be 125, sometimes 175. In this case, it's $150 on average. And then the trader here made like 150 times 4.2. So in this case, the trader made here $630 just within one single trade, just by trading just like 30 minutes or something, or like an hour, as you see here, after entering the trade, right? The trade just runs very often just like 5 to 10 or 15 minutes. If you need also the full trading strategy, this was already it. For the Excel sheet, what is just very important is like your trading time, 1 or 2 hours is very important. And then how many signals do you see that a color switch, green and red, when you enter the trade after the red candle and your stop placement is up here? Look, we would have been stopped out, so that it wouldn't have worked. But here you see a color switch when you enter the trade here and have your stop placement here. Then you have your risk reward ratio 1 to 5. You can get like adjust $1,000 to make $5,000 down here. And that's just a trading possibility that worked. Let's just go up here. Then you see here again the same. Here's a color switch also. Adjusting here, $1,000 is here a $5,000 trade here. Going here up, $1,000 adjustment, $5,000 here, $1,000 adjustment, $5,000 here. And that's just something what you just want to see in your trading session first after it happened. And then after you are able to see it multiple times, then you try to see this live while the market is running. And if you really would like this one, we can sit down together on the computer online through a meeting. Just go to tradewithjd.com, sign up under this video. There's my webpage. And then I'll just give you some exercises and hope that you get some nice results there. Wish you all love, good trades, JT out.